What's going on, guys? Roman the Roamer here. Today, we got a question from Jiffy's Flips. Jiffy's Flips is saying, "Hey Roamer, I decided to stop doing Amazon FBA about 2 months ago for about 6 months of consistent research and grinding. My big issue was I didn't have a lot of money to invest, and I never kept track of my earnings, and I think he says my losses totaled about $2,000 in sales. So I think he lost money, or maybe he only did 2,000 in sales, not really sure. What do you mean by that, Jeffy? Comment below. I have since reflected on those months and realized what is needed to be done. I now have money to throw into it and a lot of time to take advantage of it before I move to Texas Tech as a freshman. Any advice to get the dice rolling again?" So we got a young kid here. He's hustling. He wants to make money. He's about to be a freshman in college. When I was a freshman in college, I didn't really care about making money. I was wrestling and I was happy with girls. Like, that was it. Wrestling, girls, that's all I cared about. So kudos to you, Jeffy, for already caring about, your future and investing in yourself and learning how to grind and make money. I didn't really have that drive. Although I did sell textbooks when I was in college because I wanted extra beer money on the weekends, and that's actually how my whole Amazon experience started. So what advice would I give Jeffy in this situation? Well, first of all, one way I know you can make at least a couple $1,000s a semester if you do the right things are flipping textbooks. But I'm going to go into a lot of different ways you could make money as a young kid on Amazon, and opportunities I wish I would have known of back when I was, as young as 18. So what I actually made money doing back then was selling my textbooks, but I didn't realize the level at which I could make money. I didn't realize how much I could really milk it. So eventually, by the time I was a senior in college, I was having dozens of people come to my dorm room and sell me their textbooks. How was I doing this? I was simply going on the campus app. We had this one campus app where you could post on it and everybody would get notifications, like their phone would buzz in their pocket from this app. Because the reason why people wanted this app turned on all the time, it told you when we didn't have class. So if it snowed, if we didn't have class for whatever reason, this app would notify you. So people loved having this app on their pocket. They had the notifications on, but there was also this weird feature in the app where you could post like you were posting on Twitter. And so I would go and post on it and say, "Hey, look, I'm in Smith room 212. I'm buying textbooks. Come by and give me your textbooks. I'll give you money." And so everybody would come to my room and I'd be sitting there drinking a beer and I would just pay him cash, $20 for a $100 book. And by my senior year, I really had a successful book business, like no intention of building a successful book business, but it just happened. So that is one way you can for sure make money in a school like Texas Tech. I'm pretty sure it's a huge school, I think. What you can do is, if you don't have a campus app, which they may not have it, they may not use it in the way that my school used it, you can go on Facebook groups. So go on class of 2021, class of 2022, class of 2023, class of 2024, go to Texas Tech, computer science Facebook group. Find all the different Facebook groups and post in there to get textbooks. So textbooks as a college student is a great way, so you can still be able to focus on school, girls, beer, whatever you're doing in college. You can still focus on all those things and not have to completely shift your life to focusing on your business. You're already sitting on a gold mine of books. Look at these books behind me. These books are worthless. Most of them are romance novels. But when you're in college, textbooks they're like gold, guys. Probably like per pound. Somebody check me on this, but per pound, they're probably close to the value of gold. Some of these textbooks are going $300. A $300 textbook, is that close to the value of gold, guys? Maybe not. Maybe several pounds of textbook. Several pounds of gold is probably worth way more. But my point is, for a lot of paper, you can sell it for $300, which is kind of ridiculous. And that's all over the place in college. So regardless of what you do, I'm going to give you more advice. I'm going to give everybody who's younger and older advice on what I wish I would have known starting out. But that is definitely one thing you can do right there, is take advantage of all the books on the college campus. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're not going to ever be in a place again with this many profitable books that kids are literally willing to sell you for pennies on the dollar. So take advantage of that. Now, what I wish I would have known starting out selling on Amazon was I wish I would have known the 4 main ways to sell on Amazon. I only knew of 1, maybe 2. I might have known about private label, but let me break down these 4 different ways, and then naturally you might gravitate towards one of these. And there's perks to each of these, but it's important to know that they all exist. So number 1, you can resell. You can take an item like a book, buy it for $1, buy it for 20, and flip it for $100. So that is called reselling. You purchase a product for cheap, you send it to Amazon on an existing listing. You're not creating listings, you're not taking pictures, nothing. You send it in and you sell it for profit. So that's number 1, how to make money. It's called reselling. Number 2, where should we go with this? The next one, let's talk about wholesale. So wholesale is you basically purchase a pallet of inventory. It could be books, but they would likely all be new books from the publisher. You're either ordering directly from the manufacturer of the product or a distributor of the product, and you can literally buy any product. You can buy shampoo, you can buy beauty products, you can buy grocery. People are selling crazy items wholesale on Amazon. So sex toys, all different types of products you could sell on Amazon wholesale. All you need to do is set up a relationship with the distributor, brand owner, and of course the products you're buying need to be cheaper than the product selling on Amazon. So you're going to get wholesale pricing. So like, let's say you pay $10 for the item, you should probably sell that item for about $30, and maybe you're making 50 to 100% ROI on it. So that is wholesale. A lot of people do wholesale. The profit margins are not as big as with books. If a book seller does 100,000, he's probably taking home 30 to 50,000 net profit, probably closer to 30. If a wholesaler does 100,000 in sales, somebody who does wholesale on Amazon and they do 100,000 in sales, they're probably taking home 10 to 20,000 depending on how they operate their business. So just know all these different models do have different profit margins, but most of them hover around 10 to 30% profit margin. So for every 100,000 in sales, most of these models will get you 10,000 to 30,000 net profit on 100,000 in sales. So wholesale is the second one. The third one is drop shipping. So the way drop shipping works, it's kind of like wholesale, except you never actually purchase the product up front. So with wholesale, you're purchasing in pallets and pallets of products, getting them delivered to your place. Maybe you have a warehouse, maybe you send them directly to a prep center and have the prep center prep them for you, but you do need to have them sent to you, prep them, and then send to Amazon. There's also, you can send it directly to Amazon. Some manufacturers will literally send the product directly to Amazon, and then Amazon will prep them for you. But you're purchasing the product first. With drop shipping, what you're doing is you're getting the product, you're finding the product, you're basically like on Walmart, Home Depot, all these different websites, any website out there, even distributors, I believe, and you're looking at the catalog on Walmart, and you're saying, okay, this is going for $19.99 on Walmart.com, but it's going for $27.99 on Amazon. And so when somebody purchases the product from you on Amazon, you have a software that, and there's tons of softwares out there that do this, that connects the sale on Amazon. So you had it listed on Amazon, somebody purchased it from you, and now it's going to go purchase it from Walmart.com for $19.99. And then you get the profit for the difference. So whatever profit, it might only be a couple dollars profit. Drop shipping tends to be in the lower range. You might only make 5 to 10% net profit, but you're not putting any money down. And that's the exciting thing about this. So drop shipping is really exciting because you can get started for literally $0. So if you don't have any money at all, people talk about reselling as being awesome, which it is. You pay $1 or $2 for an item, but you're still paying for the item. With drop shipping, you're not paying for the item at all. So if you truly do want to start for $0, maybe consider dropshipping. I'm not a dropshipping expert, but I have friends, Paul J. Lipsky, if you want to YouTube him, he's a great dropshipping expert. For wholesale, watch me Amazon Lit, and then Dan and Dylan with the wholesale formula. These are 3 people I really trust, or 4 people if you include Dan and Dylan as 2 people. They're 2 Kentucky boys. They've done 30 million in wholesale sales. And then watch me Amazon, probably the biggest. And then I do know personally some people who are a little bit quieter that do like 167 million a year. So wholesale works. It is a grind. And, go watch these guys and see if you want that lifestyle. Go watch Paul, see if you want that lifestyle. He's living in his van, $100,000 van, traveling the country. So different business models for different types of people. The 4th business model is private label, and this is probably the most commonly talked about way of selling on Amazon. The way this works is it's kind of like wholesale, except you're literally innovating the market. You're putting your brand, you should be innovating the market, but not always. So let's say this mug, for example, you like this mug and you also like your face. So you like how your face looks and you think everybody should be seeing your face on a daily basis. What you could do is you could put your face on the mug and then sell it as your face, whatever your name is, mug. And so everyone's like, oh my gosh, I want so-and-so's face when I drink my coffee in the morning. That's private label. You're taking a product and you're adding your own branding to it. You can make it as simple as whatever your name is or whatever your company's name is, put it down here. Now, that's probably not going to work out great if you put your face on a product, but think about a product that you really like. For example, this mug. I like this mug. I like drinking out of it. But think about something that you really do enjoy. Maybe it's canoeing. I like paddling. I like going rock climbing. Woo! I like salsa dancing. I like doing all these things. I like scanning books. This is a big hobby of mine, is going out and finding profitable books on Amazon. So I use Bluetooth scanners. Find a product that you know you can make better, or that you just know you could find a good one of. And what you're going to do is take the product, innovate it, or at least brand it, make it a little bit different than the generic wholesale manufacturer. Like add something to it, add some type of spin to it. But for example, with a Bluetooth scanner that I used to scan books, I know people get so sick and tired of hearing the beeping noise all the time and they can't figure out how to mute it. So I know a good feature would be to have a mute button on the side. So that's a way I could innovate that product and make it better for the marketplace. So essentially you're taking a product from the manufacturer, preferably because they can make the modifications on the product, and then you're shipping it to Amazon and selling it. And the benefit of private label is you're getting the product at like 1/10 of the price. So if you're selling the product for $100, you can often get it for $10 to $20 per unit. So if you're selling $100 per unit, you can buy it for $10 to $20 per unit. The catch with this is you would think the profit margins would be through the roof, which they can be. The catch is you have to pay for advertising. You want to make sure your product gets good reviews. You have to pay to get your product on the first page, and then hope that after it gets to the first page, it organically continues to stay on the first page. So there's different things you need to consider when doing any of these business models. Technically, I think dropshipping is illegal on Amazon, so double check me on that, look into that. They're all scalable at different ways. Some of them you can do directly from your laptop. Most of these you can do directly from your laptop. But I wish I would have known about these different ways of selling on Amazon, because maybe I would have given dropshipping a shot. Maybe I would have really tried private label. And my advice for you is, you're going to college, Texas Tech, do the textbook thing, but look at these different models, and all of them work. I know people, Paul did $250,000 in dropshipping, Amazon Lit, Watch Me Amazon, all these guys are doing millions a month in wholesale. Matt Loberstein is a great private label guy to learn from. Just type in Matt Loberstein private label. He does $1 million plus a year, probably has pretty good profit margins. I think he says 300,000 either gross or net, either way, impressive. He's able to get $300,000, even if it's just revenue for his business, for $1 million in sales. And I know he doesn't do a whole lot of work because his business is on autopilot for him. There's so many different ways to sell on Amazon. Just go out, find one that makes sense. And then you said you already spent 6 months grinding. Well, don't spend 6 months grinding with the information side of things. Spend 6 months grinding, actually doing things. I know a lot of people who get excited about wholesale, who get excited about private label, any of these businesses, and they never take action. I know it sounds cliche, you probably hear it all the time, but you're not gonna learn if you don't take action. So go out there, find something, and every single week, make sure you're taking some type of progress to move forward, even if that progress makes you fall flat on your face. Because when you fall flat on your face, you're gonna learn from your mistakes. You'll be able to get up and emotionally know, okay, I shouldn't do that anymore. I need to do it this way. And then you're gonna get smarter over time and you can make it work. So that's my advice for you. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you guys found value in this video, smash that like button below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.